Want to justify what the police do in the effort of squashing that dissent.
We're told if we just come out in the streets and raise our voices, we'll stop this war, and that wasn't effective. And people were told, oh, if we vote the Democrats into Congress, that'll end the war, and, see how that played out.
It was really about trying to give people that sense of empowerment, that sense that we could affect our world. And I feel like in the storm of these elections, that empowerment is really taken away completely, that the electoral system in such a large way is meant to tell us how we can participate in our lives and prescribe it in such a limited manner, and that speaking our mind in the streets is a way to take back some of that power.
Change is going to come, and it's going to happen because it has to happen. The momentum is behind it happening. They have the state has many resources that they can use against myself and my co-defendants. So what can happen to us is still up in the air. Can they stop me? They definitely have a huge toolbox with a lot more tools and a lot more resources than I do personally as an individual. So, it seems like they can silence me, but they can't silence everybody, and I'm not the only outraged person in this country.
Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Maybe sunshine and maybe rain. But as for me, I'll wait and see. Maybe it'll bring my love to me.
So you're dreaming about civil disobedience, huh?
Chicago, who came up to me on the verge of tears. His sister, Monica Vicka, is facing $250,000 in legal fees to be raised some mysterious way. These are not, as far as I can tell, wealthy people. And she's facing years of her life just fighting the charges, not to mention a substantial prison sentence if she is convicted, God forbid.
This is part of their tactics, and ultimately what they're trying to do to us is not necessarily pick on us, but try to disrupt and destroy our entire communities. And how you do that is not by arresting and charging a few people, but it's by spreading fear.
The implications are much wider than those facing these exact 8 people, because if there are laws like that on the books, if you get a single conviction, who's going to stand up next? I would be scared to stand up next after. I'm scared now hearing about it. And this is exactly how a coup takes place. These messages are sent.
Minnesota followed suit in the post-9/11 period in 2002, passed its own legal definition of terrorism in a new statute, which is actually much more broad than the overbroad federal statute. What it says that terrorism is any felony that constitutes violence to persons or property that's intended to engage in coercion. So under this statute, if you commit any kind of damage to property that's enough to be a felony, which is $1,000 worth, you're a terrorist. So if someone draws a lot of graffiti on the wall that takes a lot of time to clean up, then under the statute they could theoretically be charged as a terrorist.
I mean, they're definitely trying to paint a picture that we're a threat because we will do some sort of violent action, which is just, I don't think they believe that.
That's part of the thing about this is I don't see the people who who hate us. I don't see the people who think we're really terrorists. I haven't met them yet. I don't know where they are. Like, if you could introduce me to someone, I'd be pleased, because where I live, this neighborhood, this city, everyone's proud of the work we've done.
They're engaging various methods to like maintain their grip on power, and one of those is how they spin what they're doing to the nation and how they justify their own existence. I question the need for their existence. I offer, other ways of working cooperatively with other people that cuts the government out of the picture, that threatens their existence. That knowledge threatens their existence. And by, charging me with these crimes, trying to not only attack my credibility as a human being and as an organizer, but also tie me up in legal battles, and if they have their way, eventually in prison, will stop me from helping people, showing people ways that they can organize in their communities to meet their needs.
Things are falling apart in this country economically, militarily. You've had this increasing trend of more and more police repression over the past decade or two, and at this point you have action by the government to actually make people try and make people criminals for organizing political dissent, and given there must be some real fears by people in elite positions that political dissent could become a real danger as the economy becomes worse and worse. And so they now want to put a huge chilling effect on anyone who's considering to try to organize people politically outside the system.
In closing societies, if millions of citizens rise up, speak out, use the law against the perpetrators, organize, mobilize, it's a powerful force. And unless the would-be dictator is willing to literally mow people down with machine guns, again and again and again, you see mass mobilization crushing dictators. So this is why, if we sit silently now, it's, but if we rise up now, speak out now, we're very powerful, and it's over for them.
I mean, if they put us in jail, they lose. If they don't put us in jail, they lose. I don't think they can win.